Hello there and welcome to my channel. This is Kate in the Nest and my fingers were itching to do some crochet today. So that's what I'm going to share. I have been making lots and lots of roses and different things, but I had an idea that I thought I would share with you. So on front of me I've got this inspiration of this tea cozy that I got on my Oppie shopping trip. Absolutely love those colors, and I keep being fascinated by how we can make frills with contrasting colors. So here's another one I showed you out, and I want to do some experimenting not only with flowers but with trims. So I was thinking about that because you know me, I like to just look at my beautiful joyous things and that gives me inspiration. I've got that variegated pinny there as well. But what came to me was that what I absolutely love about this bigger clutch that's got my crocheted roses in it is that I've loved this is what I do. I've just loved that pom-pom trim. Now this one was a vintage one that I found somewhere. I can't remember now where I got it, but just that idea of a pom-pom trim, more than one going round, has continually, see, they dance with joy. So that led me to a couple of other of my little purses that I still have. So there's that little one that I think is complete, but I've got, yeah, won't go into that. I've got this one here that I keep hesitating because I was going to put one of these flowers on the top of that, but I don't feel quite right with that. So I'm thinking of trying something there. And then to practice, I actually got this one out and I have made these pom-poms. And I actually am quite happy with that because they can stand up or they can flop down. And if I put a magnetic closure or a press stud in there, I'll get that same feeling. So if you would like to be with me as we learn and finesse how to do pom-poms, you might already know, but I suppose I'm really it's more than the pom-poms. It's into trimmings using easy crochet stitches that can add oomph. Look, what about that as a, I love that. Okay, I'll stay on track. So how are you today? Hope you are well. This is early week, and is it the crochet hook I had been using? I sure hope so. Doesn't matter. So this is just a little play thing, really. I've been doing some journaling and I want to do some stitching tonight. So I divide my time up and I just couldn't go past having a little play. So this is a variegated yarn that Zoe gave me when I was first making these sorts of bags. I'd love to try some pom-poms with my velvets, but I haven't got anything cut. So I'll come back to that. But you know, crochet, you can try it out, and if you don't like it, you can unpull it so quickly and go on and try something different. So this I'm going to show you, and you may already know, but this is such a fun stitch, and I think I'm going to go all the way around. Still have to finish my ends. Okay, so wherever you want to start, because I thought I'll do this and then we'll try another one in a different sort of yarn, I think. So do a slip stitch, and along here all you need is to have an existing row so that you can see your stitches to start with. Okay, so I've slip stitched in there. Now we're going to do 6 chain, and I'm deliberately, I'll just check. Yep, I'm going to hold my crochet hook differently so that you can see it clearly. So we're going to do 6 chain, and I'll do them really big so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 chains. There we go. The variegation makes it interesting. Now we're going to stitch into the 3rd chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3. It doesn't really matter. but we are going to sort of do a treble rather than a DC. So here we go. That means yarn over and into that loop, pull it through, and then pull it through 2. Now, the secret of this, they're probably bobbles rather than pom-poms. I don't know what I'll call them. But the secret to making something like this in 3-dimensional is you keep your loops on the hook. Right, so we've got our chain still there, we've got one of their stitches, and we're going to do 5 altogether. So we've done 1, so it's like 5 trebles, but you never finish them off. Yarn around, in, pull it through, and then through 2. Yarn around, in, pull it through, and pull through 2. So you can see we're getting more loops on here. So we've done 1, 2, 3, another one, 4, and we're going to do one more. Round, round, and in, through, and over the 2. I just turned in the wrong way, so sorry about that. Okay, and now we've got 6 loops. So we've all gone into that hole there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the fun part. Put yarn round, and we're going all the way through. Oh, that feels so much fun. And then we're doing a chain, and that pulls that tight. So you can see we've got chains up, a lot of stitches into the 1 stitch, and now we're going to repeat that on the inside so it becomes like a round circle. So to do that, that was just 1 chain, 2 and 3, and we're going to do exactly the same thing into that first chain at the top of the bobble. So yarn round, in, through, and through 2 loops, and we've started all again. So that's 1 of 5 that we're going to do. 2, 3. It's very thick yarn, so 4, 5, and one more. 6. Oh, 5. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I was saying 6 when it's only 5, but it does mean I've got 6 loops on. So here's the fun thing. Yarn around, and we're going through all the way. So there we are. We had that little bobble there and a bobble here, and now all we have to do is join them together. So I just sort of squash them in half. Here's my needle, and I want to go to the bottom of the bobble, so in here, and pull a slip stitch through so they're joined. Look at that. The variegation makes it quite interesting, doesn't it? So now 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, which matches the 3 there, and then we're going to miss a stitch and come into there with a slip stitch, and there we are. So I'm going to make one more in this big crochet cotton, and then we'll do a little bit of playing with something else. So if you've learnt enough, fast forward or say bye-bye, but I will just do it one more time with this thick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 chains up, and look at this, the variegation means it's like completely different, which I love, especially with this mottled crochet 6. Then we're going to go into the 3rd chain away, 1, 2, so miss 2 chain and into the 3rd, yarn round, and this is our first treble that we don't finish. So there we are. So yarn round, in, pull it through 2 loops. So we're making the bobble, again. If you don't want to count, you can just do it until you've got 6 loops on your hook. I've got 5 and no, I've got 1 more to go. So because it's big yarn, this last stitch becomes, okay, so through the 2, and then we've got the 6, and here we go. It's like flying down a hill. I get that same thrill. So yarn around and all the way through, gather them up, and then you've got a bobble. Now, if you're an adventurous crocheter, we could do so many things with that bobble without doing the back on it and having it hang like this. But because we've started, we're going to continue. So now 3 chain, which will be, this will be the foundation of the back of it. 1, 2, 3. I'm sort of glad it's in a different color so you can see. Now we're going to do it all again into this, oops, sorry, just get my balance, into the first chain. So through and 2, and 2. If you don't want to count, just I've forgotten where I was. See, I was trying to give you a hint and I messed it up. So let's go back. So that's 2. 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I went through too many loops. I knew something felt wrong then. So 1 more. So round. See, when you get to the end and think you're doing okay, it goes wrong. So round, in, under, and through 2. 1, 2. There we are. We've got our 6 loops, round and pull through. And that's the back of our bobble. And now we're going to just find the beginning of the bobble and do a slip stitch. And then we have another one. So 3, chain 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch in. Oh, miss a stitch and in there. There we go. And we're ready. So I just love how that's textural, 3-dimensional, fun, and variegated. So let's leave that one. This one, I wondered about making a feature row. So let's see if we can have fun. So I'm thinking, actually let's do it on here. I've got some yellow cotton. I don't know what I'm doing, but we'll just, so see if we can use some lacy chain and then put some bobbles on them. And we'll do this together, and if it doesn't work, I'll just undo it. So you might ask me what size needle I'm using. I don't know, because these ones for some reason don't have it on, but I'm using fairly large ones. I think that one there was about a 5. Okay, so let's just do it. Always slip stitch if you're a beginner. And I'm thinking let's do, these stitches are quite large, so let's do 3 chain. Oh, I've got the cotton caught already. Better just check that you can still see me. Yep. So 1 chain, 2 chain, 3 chain, and let's go into the next stitch. And let's see whether that's enough. I think it might be. Sorry about the creaky chair. So 1, 2, 3. This cotton splits. Now I've just did a double crochet because I'm going to see what I like the look of first. Sort of like the double crochet because you can actually see those the stitches, whereas the slip will just give you an edge like that. Okay, so we'll keep going. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So basically I'm hoping that you've got something else to be doing with you. And as I said, this is just a little play session, a little creative crochet. 1, 2, 3. Splitting all the time. 1, 2, 3. I'm wondering if you've made any of these little purses or pouches with flaps on them yet, or without a flap. Because I think they're great little presents coming up to Christmas. We can never have too many bags and pouches, especially if you're a crocheter. It does feel nice to have your projects in something that you've crocheted and stitches in things that you've stitched maybe. 1, 2, 3. I have done a combined crochet and fabric nest now as well that I'll have to show. So many things. Oh, don't like this cotton. Really separating badly. We've actually got thunder in the background. Rain is forecast. We haven't had rain, and that's the dog next door not feeling happy about it, I don't think. Haven't had rain for ages. So the garden will welcome that. 1, 2, 3 into this gap. So we've made a little contrasting lacy frill there, which I think it's like the equivalent of a blanket stitch, this effect. I think it was Terry that said she thought that that dog was yapping with an Australian accent, and that made me smile. Thank you, Terry. I'd never thought about that. Okay, where did we start? Let's make it even. Have I done one? Yeah, I've done one too many. Two too many. It's at the end of this row. Okay. So what I want to do is just finish off there. thread off for the moment. Leave an end on that we can finish later. And my little idea is to take a contrasting colour. I've got the pinks or the oranges or the pale pink. Let's try this contrasting rosy colour. And what am I trying to do? I could do another little lacy and then a bobble. Let's just do a bobble. I'll see if this works, and then you'll know not to try it if it doesn't. So just make a slip stitch, join it on, okay. I'm hoping you're curious like me to see whether this works. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So third chain, yarn over. So funny moving from one tension to another. Yeah, I see this cotton is splitting, so maybe that's something to watch out for. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Okay, and then the big, all the way, the funnest stitch, all the way through the bobble, like that. And then we're going to make the back of it. 1, 2, 3. Repeat into this top loop here. Hopefully you're getting the idea now, and that your fingers are itching to have a go at it if you haven't done these before. They obviously take up a bit more cotton or yarn, but the cotton is fitting more easily onto my hook. So there we are, we've got 6 loops down the slippery dip, zoop, and we're done. I'm going to close it together, and literally I'm just feeling my way down to the big gap where the first bobble started, pull it together, and there we are. So I'm going to still do the 3, 1, 2, 3, and this time we're going to go into, miss a big 3 chain loop and pull that through. What do we think? Too far, I reckon. And maybe we don't need the 3 chain. Maybe we could be just bobbling into each of those. I was just trying to get a lacy look. Not sure. But anyway, so I'm going to pull that undone, basically. Because my eye is feeling better with that, which will enhance whatever goes on there. I do feel happy though about these ones. And this remains inspiration. I mean, that was quite timely because my camera has just said that it's getting low on battery. So look, what was that? It was a fun little play. I hope that you make time in your creative journey just to have an experiment, and whether it works or not, the whole process has been good for us. So this is Katie in the Nest. Until next time, happy making. Bye.